There's more seats, so please come. Fill up your bags. We're just about to start. I hope everyone wants Halloween. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. This is our Canopy Demo Night edition. It's actually our 8th edition. Can you imagine? It's 8 times. Amazing. So many familiar faces, but it's also so lovely to see so many new faces. Welcome aboard, and thank you so much for being here. Before we start, I'm going to pass the word over to my co-founder, Stuart.
You know what's coming, okay? Right, so without spelling one and anybody who's generally making your best, please stand on the weakest leg that you have. Hold your arms out, touch your nose, look around and see how stupid you are. And then put your arm on the person next to you. Now, everything coming together. Just a little bit back here, which are helping each other as a community. That is what we are. So thank you very much for being here today. Tonight we'll both will be yelled at and Matt. Basically, we all do what they tell us. And everybody who comes to the stage to talk to you, I need you to give them the biggest amount of love and energy that is humanly possible. So you are going to practice right now, okay? I do the little back thing. Okay. Now 3. Now the whole lot, okay? Now do it. When these guys come to the stage right now, I'm going to give you that plus 10x. Can you do that? You ready? 3, 2, 1, 2.
Because we are quite the international community. Can someone please tell me where you guys are from? UK. Can you put your hands up? Okay, we have some people. Portugal. Taiwan. We have the G camp here. Thank you so much for being with us. And then we have Sweden. Norway. Okay. India. No? Okay, so do we have from somewhere else that I didn't mention? Canada, Italia, Australia, Ireland. Yay. So as you can see, we're an extremely diverse community, and I find it so wonderful to be here. So today, there's going to be 5 pitches, 4 startups and 1 reverse investor pitch. So you can pick really his brains in terms of how to get money. So, in essence, what is the format of this event? It's 5 minutes pitch and 5 minutes Q&A. We also have our panelists here with us today. And the first question will go to them, and then the last questions will go to you guys in the audience. So please pick the brains. We want to get some feedback. The startups wants to get an investor. We want to get also some feedback of how he presented his business. So, but before we kick off, let's start with our panel. Pedro, over to yourself. If you can tell us who you are, that would be wonderful.
Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Jana. Thank you, Ryan. Welcome for coming. My name is Pedro Guimarães. I'm the CEO in residence at Canopy, and I love helping entrepreneurs develop their ideas, their business ideas, and themselves. Hopefully, you will enjoy today. Thank you for coming.
Hello, my name is Soraya Gadit. I want to find a cure for cancer. So that's why I founded 15 years ago InnoCloud. InnoCloud is an open innovation platform powered by AI, and we connect 1.6 million solvers, like startups, spin-offs, and researchers from all over the world with organizations that can Good evening, everybody. Founders, partners, and friends. I'm Paloma, representing GTech Taiwan. It's a tremendous honor to be here with you in Lisbon. This event, yes. GTech is a Taiwanese government-backed program. It's an international innovation bootcamp for our Taiwanese startups. So this year, we bring 12 outstanding startups to join the Web Summit, and all of them have gone through a very highly competitive process. So let's present the best of the best from Taiwan. So Jason, can you wave your hands and so everybody can know who you are? So I would like to thank Canopy for hosting this tremendous, meaningful impact event, like cross-country events. So let's enjoy this evening. Thank you.
Great to be here. Thank you very much for having me here on the panel. Dr. Elizabeth Shaw, Leader Venture Scout, interested in pre-seed, climate, healthy aging, financial inclusion, UK companies. 1,000 Black Voices, we support Black tech founders to scale and grow their business. We have an accelerated trade missions around the world, and I'm interested in ethical AI. So I run the Ethical AI Initiative roundtables, and so anyone interested in any of those things or more, please reach out and say hi, because I love building relationships and helping people. Thank you.
Before we start, me and Matt, we have a very unique role. So we host this, but we also have to clock off once your marker hits 5 minutes. So when they speak too much and we start clapping, it comes from loud, just as you guys know. And nevertheless, Rita, perhaps tell us a little bit about your startup and how you are matching businesses and individuals.
This is Sarah. She works. This is Sarah. She works for Naked Chips. As she walked in today, she realized it's chaos. Solution? High-earning people, of course. Sarah, I think you should stop panic straightening. There we go. 3 minutes. That's all it took to post a job. And here comes Rita, ready to save the day. If only we all had this much excitement for Monday mornings. Look at those skills. Sarah got help, Rita got paid, and I got nothing. Goodbye.
Hi everyone. Thank you for
handling and bearing with my amateur acting skills as well as some technical difficulties, which is the irony because we're here to talk about tech startups. I'm Rita Castrati and I'm the founder and CEO of Pioneering People. I come from hospitality. It's what I grew up in. My parents ran restaurants, bars, and hotels. I know what it's like for somebody not to come to work, not to show up, and lose thousands in one night. Queues, chaos, and crying in the kitchen, that typically be me. We tried everything to fill in the gaps. From WhatsApp group chats to agencies and even last-minute favors to friends. Nothing worked. So I ran away. I literally went and worked for any other industry. I went from other startups to investment banking and a range of different things to find something that was more modern, more stable, and something that just worked properly. But I realized that issue with staffing is in every other industry. Staffing is painful, it's unreliable, and at the end of the day, extremely slow. So, actually, the world that we live in today is so different to what the system is made for. The system that we live in now does not really work for the new world of work. So what I've done, I've gathered the dream team, which is behind me and some of them here, and we've come together to build something that will really be the solution for the problem. And I apologize if I'm not directly in front of the mic and doing things. So it's myself. We've got our amazing fractional CTOs here, not today. He is a three-time founder, our tech brain, and is going to sprinkle some AI into the magic that we're building. We've got Alisa with us today, who not just makes epic videos that you've just seen, but actually makes sure that we get stuff done. And two incredible entrepreneurs behind me that have made millions from finding the intersection between purpose and profit. So, like I mentioned, we have come together to really make sure that what we're doing is purveying and pushing forward of what's happening in the world of work today. It is a nightmare, and I'm sure we've all been there. So, from launching in January 2024, Pioneering People really is the matchmaking platform, as you've just seen, between businesses and staff instantly. We make hiring somebody in minutes possible. And what that really means is, well, we've done some cool things and but what that really means is that we're making the future of work here. The system is not built for that. You can't typically be able to just drop on something and actually say, I need some money today. So my question is to the audience, put your hands up if you've ever looked at your bank account and said, I wish there was some more money in there. Some of you didn't put your hands on that, but I like the two hands, that's what we need. And so that's exactly what we've built. That matchmaking platform that you log in, you want to make some money, you get matched to the job. We do identity verification, right to work checks, and bank verifications all under one lovely umbrella. It makes it simple for both sides, and you can actually communicate on both sides. Smooth, seamless, and really the dream. And what we're all looking for. So, since launching in January 2024, like I said, we've won some awards. We've been featured in some amazing outlets, actually the largest outlets, and actually have built traction. Not just traction, but trust. We have 8,000 people in the UK, from London all the way to Manchester that trust us. Mums that are funding their son's birthday present to people here. We've launched our first international pilot. Students making money tonight, so then tomorrow morning, they can have the money in their bank account before they buy their coffee. We've expanded, like I said, and we're doing lots of cool things. And we're working with big brands such as Ducati to make sure that you can have cleaners on a Friday night or whenever they want. So our ask today is, we wonder, as we're fundraising, will we make sense in your city? Will you come with us and join the new revolution of the businesses that power our cities and the people that run them? Do you need this in your city? Let me know and connect. Thank you.
First question goes to you, Pedro.
Thank you. Congratulations, Vicky. It's very great for the demo. I have a question for you, which is, what is currently your biggest challenge?
I guess my biggest challenge is really trying, our biggest goal at Pioneer was reshaping the gig economy. It's such a fragmented space, and I think really trying to fit it into the modern world has been difficult. So changing the behavior, especially of businesses, has been quite tough, and try to say is, we're not too good to be true, we do function, just try us out.
Before passing to the audience, what is your business model? How do you make money?
Fantastic question. We are a primarily social goods platform, so we do not charge the workers anything to be on the platform. So again, as you work tonight, you can get paid tomorrow morning above living wage, but the businesses pay us a 12% fee to do all of those verifications and the payments through the platform.
Thank you.
Any questions from the girl?
So if I was to sign up as a pioneer today, is that what you call them, pioneers?
Absolutely.
Nice. If I was to sign up today, when could I get my first job?
Nice question. Well, we just launched in Lisbon literally yesterday. But if you were to sign up and be in the UK, as I know you are, you'd actually be able to get a job tonight. So the whole premise is you get matched, verified, and paid within the day that you start work, depending on the jobs that we have on the platform.
Oh, I see one more question there.
I'm going to take a shower.
Go for it.
How do you launch to a new region if you've got to match supply with demand?
We have incredible clients. So we have got one client, I don't know if you've heard of them, called Thursday, for example. They're the world's largest real-life dating events. So they run 1,500 events every single Thursday night around the world. They heard of us and thought, you know what, why on earth would I pay £80 train tickets from London to Manchester for somebody to stand there at the door and scan tickets, when they can use a platform like ours for somebody to be in the area, be a local, support the local economy, do the job, and get paid the next day. So it's a range of different clients in different places who just need us and don't want to pay those extra fees. And launching here in Lisbon has been with Canopy, so I'm super proud of that. But otherwise, we're very UK-centric.
I had a question. So someone with a question meant to me.
Oh.
What keeps you up at night?
What keeps me up at night? Well, we could be here all night, but I don't have long. What keeps me up at night is really and without sounding cringe, our sole purpose is our mission, and really making sure that the people that deserve that money get that money into their pockets. So it's knowing that, again, if somebody is doing a shift tonight, they actually will be paid in the morning, and just kind of sweating that they've done it, they've checked out, the system has gone properly. So just maximizing our impact around the UK, and hopefully.
Any other questions from the audience?
Hi, Rita. As you grow, do you have any plans to tailor to more specific talents from pioneers?
Absolutely. So we launched in the hospitality sector. Like I said, it's my pain point, and I think that's something that's easier to do. You really understand the industry. We've very organically grown into a couple of other, like admin operatives, data annotations. But as we grow and as we hopefully fundraise, we'll be able to do a lot more checks on the platform and have more specific roles. Like if you want to do, project management for a week and then get paid on Saturday morning because you have great plans on Saturday night, that is what we aim to do. So.
Any other quick question? Last question?
What are you raising? What's the valuation?
So we've just opened our pre-seed round at 600K. The valuation is between 4.5 to 5.
And revenues going back to the percentage, what revenues are like?
The revenues have grown from Q1 to Q3 at 180%. So it's been a little bit of a crazy year, but we're getting there.
A huge round of applause, guys. So we have this type of community that would love to hear your feedback. So we'd like to please join Mentimeter. Use this code. Please do ask your questions, and then also tell us if you get what the startups are about. Again, over to you, man.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, everyone. So we're going to go on to our next startup now. Who's ever had some pain in their life? I was expecting more. Well, we've got someone to talk to you about pain. Here's Wesley. Give a big round of applause, everyone.
Hello everyone. So I'm a physiotherapist and entrepreneur, and I've been playing with the hardware a little bit. And so I came here to solve 1 billion people banks. That's the musculoskeletal patients. So I'm gonna first start with the case. This is Mary. This is actually a real case that I treat. She had a total hip replacement. Her surgeon prescribed 8 weeks of physiotherapy. That would be 1,560 euros. And this is her picture after the treatments, the end of the last session. Okay. So basically, we are building Apollo devices that is basically based on motion sensing devices. And it's very simple. Basically, we, as a good physiotherapist, would tell you some exercise to follow at home, doing the clinic, the practice. And while doing the clinics, I configure the device on you in terms of range of motion, in limits or targets, take it home. So you follow exactly the movement I train you to at the clinic in home. So you have the safety of the guidance from me at home. And basically, this is my patient using the device for hip flexion and foot rotation. And she did a great job with this. And yeah, she, instead of 8 weeks, she got reduced for 5 weeks. And this is the result. Actually, the duration is the same value of the scientific papers we found. Before I test this, I actually found this scientific paper 37%, but actually her case is 37.5, and this is just a prototype. It's actually here, and it's very simple. And at the same time, we are planning to have 105% outcome in the clinical. And this case, the situation of Mary, she's just saved 585 euros using the concept and the prototype that I have right here. So we are basically personalizing rehabilitation, giving real-time biofeedback, so the patient has anytime, anywhere, a physiotherapist next to her telling her she's wrong, right, or she's following the target movements. And also data driven insights. So between sessions, she's gonna wear the device, gonna have this data between sessions and guide the patient to get better or reconfigure the device according to the needs. And lastly, we program to have also remote setup, but now the difference is that right now the patient, the professional who is taking care of this remote setup has a notion of the physical situation of the patient, had a physical consultation with the patient. So right now we have a workforce of 1 to 1,000 or more of patients, one physiotherapist to 1,000. And waiting times, you can go most of the countries in Europe, especially, is 45 days for public health and insurances. And these numbers are getting higher because aging populations are also getting higher in Europe, especially. And also people are becoming more less active, not only because of the lifestyle, but also the after pain, they're afraid of hurting themselves again. So what if there could we have a physiotherapist or a doctor guidance on the daily, on the go? So this is our plan, road markets. So this year we're finishing the prototype and the firmware and the hardware. Next year we're planning to have 50 clinics in hospitals and same time healthcare, health tech certification and CA certification. And the year after we plan to go to USA and have FDA certification. So why Apollo wings compared to the other ones? We are also planning to have EMG sensors, basically it's multiple traction sensing. We are only sensors, so we are privacy concerned. We win in most of the competition. Clinical integration, we are focusing on have the UI the most reliable and easy to use for the physiotherapist or doctor, surgeon to give the guidance to the patient. And main key difference we have is we are on the go. So the patient doesn't need to focus only on that hour of the day for the therapy. She can have these risk activities with the guidance of the therapist or doctor to make sure on these risk activities they're not doing something wrong or following the guidance of the doctor. So, okay. Thank you.
We'll get our first question from the panel, please.
Hello, my speech very well done. My question is, you have your side, how do you compare with your competition? But how do you compare with one product that's out there right now, which is work?
Yes.
Can you tell me what is your main advantage and benefit from SWOT?
Yes, Smart Health is mostly focusing on remote rehabilitation on physical situations. So as a physiotherapist, I need to feel the person and to guide them better. And Smart Health is more like they have a physical therapist for the physical consultation, another one for the digital. The digital one doesn't have any touch to the person. And so we are also targeting for on-the-go physiotherapy, not just 1 hour, 3 times per week. It's basically the most dangerous activities we are going to have this wearable for the patient to make sure she's not doing something dangerous for that surgery, for that situation. Yes.
Thank you.
We've got any questions from the audience?
Super cool product, very honoured. What kind of regulatory approvals does a product like that need to be brought to market in the EU?
On EU, right now we are focusing on CE first, and then MedTech. That's the latest one. But first, maybe health tech, and then MedTech.
Any questions from the audience?
Is it possible to use it even? Thank you. Thank you very much. Is it possible to use it even if you are thinking into your around your nose?
It's actually even better because, let's say you have this specific surgery, so you can't do more than a certain degree on the first 2 weeks, let's say. So we make it consolidate the bone to the structure. So this device can trigger before it reaches the limits. So it doesn't displace the surgery that it was done to you.
No, it's not a question of budget, but if you have metal around your nose.
Okay, it doesn't make a difference. No. Because it's all wearable that senses the movement. It doesn't have any implications in terms of stimulation. It's not there. It's just sensing.
Thank you.
Okay.
A question for Lenti. Have you considered HCPs as your main target group being the promoter of your product? If yes, how do you reach HCPs? Was it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was on the wrong side, sorry. Oh, it is right.
Do you want to elaborate?
Okay, yeah. Right now we have 2 clinics working with this kind of prototype, already working with the scoliosis. For example, one is using it to replace the scoliosis vest. It's very impossible vest. The patient gets trained to correct itself with the notion of the physiotherapist and the movement. So, sorry. And right now it's working well, and another one is working on football players' performance in terms of range of motion. And I'm also working along with this. Mary also, 14 years old kid, is having problems in terms of too fast development, so he has some postural problems, and I'm training him at the same time keeping the right posture so he doesn't have a pain in the back. At the same time using the prototype.
So we've got a question from Lenti. How easy is your startup to copy? Is it defensible?
Right now, we are working on this. Yes, it's a concern, but it's quite hard to have someone who can give at the same time the tech and the health background to give personalized advice for the audience in terms of physical therapies. They're quite demanding. They're touch savvy. It's really hard to influence physiotherapists to change their workflow.
That's all we've got time for, but do you guys have to the answers to any questions? Big round of applause, everyone.
So one thing is, I'm very fascinated by tattoos, and I always wonder, if I want to get something, what type of style, or who's the tattoo artist is going to be, who's really good, who's not so good, and in the end, I give up because I don't know, and it goes through the referrals, and there's not like a centralized spot for me to help me out with that decision. So Elodie, tell me a little bit about these.
Okay, I'm going to actually start with a question of raise of hands. Who here has a tattoo or wants to get one? Okay, we got some lovers, nice. Follow-up question. If you start looking for a new tattoo, where do you search? Yell it out.
Instagram.
Of course, as Pinterest, as everyone starts to look and scroll on Instagram, Pinterest, or does a Google search, or you ask your friends. But that search would only give you results that's very pushed by an algorithm, or it's going to give you results by tattoo artists because they post a lot. But it doesn't necessarily give you the result of a tattoo that matches for you. It also doesn't give you the ability to compare the artists with each other, or to actually answer the question, is it safe to tattoo with this tattoo artist? Sorry, I need to find the slides. Yeah, okay, sorry, it's this slide. In the past, if you wanted to book a tattoo, people would ask around. They would go and ask for recommendations around them. Now, today, the tattoo inspiration online is exploding. We have millions of designs and millions of artists to choose from. But unfortunately, it's still a very messy and manual process for your clients. And for an artist, it is very draining. They have to post every day, they have to market themselves, they basically have to act as an influencer to be seen by potential clients like you. And that is the gap that we want to fill. That is the future, that is InkSpot. We want to connect both sides of clients and artists on an easy and safe way. I'm gonna find my slide. Yeah, okay, here we are. We already launched here in Lisbon with a tattoo booking platform, a design-first booking platform that allows you to browse to tattoo designs from vetted artists and book on a safe and easy way, payment incorporated all on one platform. But here we actually have a sneak peek. We want to launch by next year, beginning next year, 2026, with not only a booking platform, but a tattoo matching and booking platform. What is the huge difference? Is that now we want to know your preferences. And based on the preferences of your style, budget, the placement, whatever, we want to give you a guided discovery and immediately match you with designs and artists that match your design. And even if you have no idea what you want, we have a feature that's called the Tattoo Finder, that through questions and visual choice, we will guide you to the best design and artist for you. We also will create a page that's a recommended for you page where you will find recommended designs, recommended artists, and even smart alerts when a new design comes onto the platform that fits you, you will be the first to know. Again, I'm going to look where the slide is. Let's go for the last one. Okay, here we go. So, but do we want to stop there? No. We want to go from a manual onboarding and matching flow to an AI-powered matching engine. It will learn from your behavior, your preferences, to what is best for you and make your discovery on the platform even better. And we also want to introduce 3 new AI-powered features, which one is, let's fit it without actually getting to tattoo. You can upload a photo of yourself and you can actually look how the tattoo will look on you and even decide if the placement is correct or not. You know, is it here? Is it here? You can choose. We also want to give you the opportunity, if you don't really picture it right now, that you can prompt InkSpot with your idea, so it can actually look into the database and give you the design for the artist that fits that prompt the best. And then the last one, and I love this one actually, is you will be able to create a mood board where the AI will look for you to match you, because the mood board can be of every photo you want. Is it a feeling or is it a true design? That doesn't matter. It will fit you with the tattoo that you want. And where do we want to go? So as I said, we already are launched in Lisbon, but we want to go further in 26 and 27, that we want to be fully in Portugal as well Spain by the end of 2027. And after that, we want to continue city by city in the 4 following countries in the 4 following years. So before we start with the Q&A, I actually have a question. Who wants to back me up in the next phase of InkSpot?
It's a great presentation, thank you. And I think it's a very interesting topic, especially for like our culture. So I think I have 2 questions for you. One is like, what's your current revenue model?
Our current revenue model is that we take 10% of every successful booking. The platform is now free for artists, so it does come on top of the price of the tattoo itself. But the pricing is very transparent for the artist, that he does actually see what is going to be presented to the client, so they can still make their own decisions on that.
I see. So as far as I know, most tattoo studios are open independently run, right? Are independent.
Are independent, yes.
So how do you plan to convince them to adopt your platform?
So the thing is that you need to see that we are actually creating a tool that will help them in their business. We do not get involved in the business. So as you say, they are freelancers or they have their own, business. We actually are going to make a bridge to connect them easier with clients. Because now they have to shout all by themselves, and we can actually create force by combining us all on one platform that's very transparent. So we will have more reach to an audience that maybe will connect with an artist that they have no idea that ever existed. So we're basically, and that's something we are adamant about. We want to empower the tattoo industry. We want to be next to them. We want to give them more bookings. We want to make them better.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions from the audience?
One question I was.
So basically, I'm interested in how do you get the artists to be on the platform? Because on your timeline, you're trying to penetrate 1 country each year. And I'm wondering if you're gaining in reputation, can you not at some point penetrate 2 markets or 3 markets?
That's a very good question. I'm going to be honest that this has been raised between the team as well. There is a bit of a logic that I do want to keep, is that we do have to get to a sort of maturity per city. As you said, if we want to have credibility, I don't think it's really a good idea to go everywhere, but actually have a sort of concise and constructive build on things. And I think also what we need to do, so it's not just conquering every city, it's about actually continuously getting bookings for that artist. So there is something that we need to continuously feed and be there for the artist to maintain a rotation of bookings that would be beneficial for the business. So, but I do understand you, and I'm going to be honest, like, if it goes better, we go faster, but that's what the future will bring.
Thank you. I will ask a question like this. Assuming the creator of the design is in a country, for example, Taiwan, and the final customer who want to use this design is somewhere else, for example, Lisbon. So there are two persons now, the creator, the final customer. Could it be someone who will execute the design and how to ensure that the design from the creator will be well done in some other place, and how is shared the income that is provided to the creator of the design and the people, the specialists who will do that in another place.
So I do understand it is a bit of a delicate situation. So first of all, it needs to be a concise, like a choice of the artist, the designer, I will say, to give opportunity for somebody else to tattoo it in another country, for example. So that is, so first of all, we need to be able to know if they want that. At this point, there's a lot of artists who actually do not want that. There's a lot of, how can I say, pride. It is my design, I'm the one who's going to tattoo it. So we do have in place, well, not in place yet, but it's on the roadmap, to create an IP protection of a watermark and even a screenshot protection. So we can protect it to the maximum, but it would still be a choice of the artist if they want to protect it or not. We do not have it in our idea to put this in our platform yet, because we didn't have any active demand for it, but it would be easy for us to implement it if it's needed, but not right now for us.
And Lizzie, very good question from Nancy. Does the platform allow for hand-drawn original tattoos rather than existing designs?
Yes, so I didn't include it in my presentation right now because we do have an idea, and it's called, that's what we say, you have ready-to-tattoo designs and you have custom designs. So the custom design, we have it on our roadmap to actually include it, but we are still a bit figuring out how we are going to protect the designs and the work of an artist, that they don't work for nothing and then, for example, not get booked. So we're still just getting out the last kinks, but it is the next step to add to the platform next to ready-to-tattoo designs. You will be able to create your ideal briefing of a tattoo idea that you have, where an artist will be able to provide that design for you, but I'm not going to disclose too much for it right now.
So we've got two more demos left. Let's do an energy check. Let's bring energy up. So I had a new mattress delivered the other day. They took the old one away, and I was like, where did that go? Well, I think Willie as well. Big round of applause for Willie to the stage.
So, hello everyone, my name is Willie, and thanks Pedro, Stuart, and Kelvin community for having me here tonight. So, I'm the founder of Summit, and here is where I show you how our packaging just might change the world. So, I will be showing you guys two important features in the packaging, which is custom molding and hardness adjustment. So now, you guys can give it around, no problem. So this is a cardboard box with a whiskey glass in it. So, and you guys can see this, when I'm shaking this, there's no sound. Because there's a gap filler inside of the box. So in this case, it's a tissue paper. So there's a reason that there's always a gap filler in the packaging, because when I'm doing this, because using second law of motion says force equal mass times acceleration. I know that's a little more, but you can see why when this thing's loose, this creates acceleration, which the object flies around, it might break. So this is why having a custom molded packaging that fits tightly to the product is very, very important. Now, this is a PE foam. So normally this cannot be molded, and it's normally too soft to handle something heavy like a refrigerator or a washing machine. Now, this is our Summit packaging. So it's custom molded, which fits perfectly to the product, and hardness adjustments provide just the proper softness to absorb impact. As you guys can see, there's an egg here, so you guys probably know what I'm going to do. All right, give me my color here. Just a little bit. Good. So, sorry. But why are we doing this? Okay, right. So, every night, 8 billion people sleep on a mattress, but almost no one knows what happens when that mattress is thrown away. And the truth is shocking. It goes nowhere. Because landfills are expensive and manual disassembly is costly. Right now, most of the mattresses are disassembled manually. And in the end, only the steel wire is recycled. Everything else is wasted. Yeah. So most of the mattresses, so basically a year, there are 50 million mattresses being thrown away, which costing us 2 billion euro each year. That's enough to pay 300,000 teachers per year. So this is why we created our system called Company Summit. Our modular automated system able to recycle the mattress and upcycle the mattress waste into a reusable, custom molded, and harness adjustable packaging. So the problem is urgent. This is the 50 million part, and also not only that it costs 2 billion euro, it also equals to carbon exhaust of the whole year of all listener car driving the whole year. So you guys might ask, why am I able to do all this in mattress assembly system and the packaging? Because my family background. So we actually, as a global leader, my family business, it's a global leader in making boiler, foam, and mattress making machinery. So we feel it is only fitting that the industry help creates this problem. Now it's leading the way to solve it. So like what I wanted to say is, so I'm looking for global help here. So if anybody knows any recycling partners and or government stakeholders who wish to eliminate their mattress waste too, please come see us later. So my name is Willie, founder of Summit. We solved the global mattress waste crisis and disrupted the $1 trillion single-use packaging market. So join us and let's build packaging that protects our product and our future today.
Well, thank you so much. I've learned quite a lot, and that's really important. Thank you so much for what you're achieving, and of course that helping the industry to move forward. I think that's really important. So the question really, you talked about the problem and giving a solution. Can you tell me a little bit about the metrics? As an investor, I'm interested in that part of it. What are the metrics? Actually, are you looking for capital? I mean, So can you let me know a bit more about that? Thank you.
So we're actually built and sell two things. One is the modular automated mattress recycling system. That worth the $1.7 billion market. And the packaging itself, the reusable packaging market, that will equal to $13 billion per year. So that's the metrics that you're looking at. And the product, the photo that you saw on the bicycle. That's actually a UK mountain bike brand that actually using our product. So they're the first customer, and then we have the second one. So the product itself is fine. It's just going to take some time gradually for people to know that this can actually be a package, versatile packaging, reusable.
Thank you. I do have another question, but very interested. So can you just tell me a little bit more about how you're planning on scaling?
Okay, so tomorrow I'm actually flying to Belgium. They do have a somewhat of a mattress assembly plant. But the problem with all these countries, France, Netherlands, and Belgium, they're trying to do this. The problem is the foam waste that they get from the mattress. So they're actually looking for me to buy their foam waste because there's no way for them to figure out what can they do with it. So for me to get into all these countries actually has a mattress problem. Because the mattress is bulky, so without this assembling, you cannot go into an incinerator. That's why they go to landfill or they just sit it aside until the space actually explodes, so they will remove some. So this is actually a huge problem, bulky problem, that I'm able to get into in several countries, that one at a time. Australian government, Belgian government officials are talking to me regarding the PPE and also the machine.
Thank you so much.
We got any questions in the audience? Let's go ahead.
Hi, Willie. So I found this really interesting because I know there's some hailing sound solutions made from the same material. But I do have a few questions. The first is how many times can it be recycled? So you do the first packaging, can it then be recycled again? Also, you figured that this is only for high ticket items like higher costing items because the packaging itself confers like a certain cost to the item.
So second packaging first is the technology. Okay, so there are a lot of items that they're trying to, for example, agricultural waste. They're trying to get it. So the only thing that what is everybody trying to do is either stuff it underneath the floor or in between the walls. So this is why I'm not going into that route, because once you stuff it in there, that's gonna take 10, 15 years to actually be able to get it out. And that is what's happening in the beginning. Every 5 years, 10 years, you replace a mattress. So this is why I'm not going to the construction inside. And the second question is with recyclability. So I didn't have the slide here, but I will be able to recycle at least 5 times. 5 to 10. And the thing is, it's also reusable. So for us, it's very important. I'm using an upcycled material and actually not a single use. Although right now they're using it single use, but the difference between us and a cardboard or a plastic or styrofoam is that I'm actually reusable. So it would be great that I can actually recycle it back. And right now they just throw it away. So it will be one workaround. Yeah.
We've got time for one more.
So it's connected to the question on the screen, because when I understand correctly that you have the product package with you, do I then as a user recycle it as part of plastic, or how do you make sure that you can recycle it again?
Great question. So that's a question I do get from the customer who wants to buy my packaging. For now, polyurethane foam itself, it does not need to be packaging. And that's because the government does not know that there's a way to recycle it and with the economic value. So they look at all the recycling facility, they see the items, they say, okay, I have enough of this. Now, PU was normally using in mattress, furniture, and shoulder pads and tennis shoes, and car upholstery, cushions. Everything is wrapped around inside of the fabric, so nobody knows it exists. And government does not care unless it becomes a problem. They know the product of the mattress is a problem, but they don't want to see the PU in it. So my eventual goal is having enough people who actually use this. So the government will say, wait, why am I seeing this in my landfill, or am I seeing it in my recycling facility? People are throwing it the wrong way. For me, is to take that directly, tell them that I already have a solution for you before you even notice it. So this is how I approach it to them before that. So then they're going to only do it when you have a solution. So that's why I do it the other way around. Find a product, find an application, and do it before for them to notice, and then I'll be able to tell them that yes, this is recyclable and reusable. Please help us recycle it back. Big round of applause.
Alright, reverse investor pitches. So now we have a lot of pitches, and then hopefully we talk a little bit about the summit.
Well, first of all, this is why we do it. Startup people having an idea, having an ambition, and really want to make a better world. Impact investing, as we call it. Sorry. It's fun. I'll do it out. So, every startup needs a little push. A push to go to market, a push to create a product, or to validate a product, or just to have fun. And this little push, most of the time it's money and experience. So this is why I joined it's a group of funds that does business angel investing. Small tickets of money, so 75 to 200K, and we go on impact investing, where we as investors support the initiatives to not only grow because we fund them, but also grow because we support them in their challenges. So we have a CFO in resident, we have a COO in resident, we have people that have specific knowledge on different markets or on distribution. We are a small group we are a fund in the Algarve, in the south of Portugal. People, investors from the region, and we support startups in the region. We want to make impact, and the impact is for us on those challenges that the region, the Algarve, has. So it can be climate, it can be energy transition, but it's also on medical science. We collaborate with the University of Faro, and there is a great incubator program for medtech kind of companies. So if you're an investor, well, I really would like to reach out to you, although not maybe for the Algarve, but maybe for the bigger picture, maybe Portugal or the UK. If you're a startup, I'd love to help you in your challenges in hand, and maybe help you in talking to guys like me, because you want my money, but I want something back. And if you understand why my clock ticks, it makes you better to be prepared on what you're doing. So just reach out. I have the time. My flight is back tomorrow at 8:30. So that's me.
Hello, Mark. Nice to meet you. Thank you. I'd like to, as a startup entrepreneur, I would like to know what are your 2 or 3 main reasons to not to invest in the startup. Besides the amount of the money.
Okay, the money is something. First of all, very important with startup companies we invest in is the coachability of the team. Can we really work together and can we grow together? If you are a stubborn founder, you only find stubborn money, and we're not delivering. The second part is it's more of the impact you're making. We only have, let's say, a little fund available, although that's growing. But if you're not really making the impact in the society or in nature or in the energy transition, well, we'd love to help you, but most probably not in the financing part.
Any other questions from the audience? Everybody?
To be coached by or use the Algarve, is there any application process? How does it go? Is it like the more angel like?
We see about 90 startups before we decide to invest in one. So we have let's say, an interview kind of rounds. We have a We go through your DAC, let's say a pre-due diligence. We see what your product is like, and based on that, we are having other questions. And if we make it, we'll collect you in, let's say, bunches of 3 to make a pitch for the investors, and the investors then decide, yes, I'm going to do this, or maybe not this time for whatever reason. And to give you one of the examples, our thesis, as an investor, you also want to make a return. Because, well, it's sort of charity because we also give the experience, but we want to make money. We want to make a return. Our thesis was not fit for financing a medical startup. Why? Because it takes too long time before they go to revenue. One of those startups, medical startups, they made it to the pitch, and although not fitting our thesis, all the investors says, okay, it doesn't fit, but we're going to do it. Why? The impact they are creating, a marker to detect breast cancer very early stage, was so relevant to everybody. Everybody could relate to this kind of illness and challenges that it is. So then we did it, although we didn't, well, we should not have done it.
Hi.
Hi.
What are your expectations regarding a founder's maturity towards sales and marketing, their commercial engine, and what advice do you give them before considering investing in them?
So most of the investors, they want to see revenue. As mentioned, the startup will take 7 years before they start making, well, considering making revenue anyway. So yeah, we look into the model and see if the intentions to create a business model is viable. Yeah, are you having a prognosis that fits in reality, not a 70 billion kind of marketplace whereas you would like to make this part. You have to be realistic. So we are looking into the modeling, and then we jointly mold it into a go-to-market kind of strategy that really helps you.
We have one more question from Nancy. What does the support look like for companies of accountability that are making impact and maybe in the fintech space? Can we reach out as well?
Yeah. Early this morning, I had a session with VCs, and they are traditionally looking into investing, let's say, old money. Whereas there's many startups that have carbon credits as a model to fit in. We really look into creating new business modeling based on new opportunities that arise within either electronic currencies or other related issues. So yeah, we're open to that, but remember, you only do it if you make the impact to society.
Any other questions from the audience?
Thank you, Mark. Can you share with us, like, adding to traceability, 2 or 3 common characteristics you find in founders that you usually invest?
Yeah. Well, we recognize basically 2 founders. We recognize the inventor and we recognize the entrepreneur. And they make classic mistakes themselves because the inventor is very convinced about the product, and most of the time only is willing to do it if it's like super perfect. Whereas already at 60% in our perspective, it could be a real good go-to-market kind of product. So in the coaching there, we see if we can either help him become an entrepreneur or find him a co-founder that really fits into his philosophy, but also into the spaces he's liking. Regarding the entrepreneur, it's basically the other way around because they just see the money, right? It's good, we can go now. The support is not really fixed yet, but so in that part, in the coachability, we more tend to look into operations. We more tend to look into finance creation rather than maybe on the product itself or on the entrepreneurial skills.
One last question. What's your most successful case? How many exits did you got?
Yeah, well, you're talking to a fund that started in June. So we had 27 exits. No, in a different career path, I've exited 2 companies myself that I built up from the ground to get in collaboration with partners. I never work alone. I've learned that power is knowing what you're not good at, because that you can outsource. So it's true, but not in this fund.
Thank you. Thank you all so much for all the teachers. So I would like your feedback, guys. Please go to the Mentimeter. Do tell us which has been your favorite demo today, and that would help us, and that would also help for the participants who have been teaching here today. It would really help us out. Yeah, so you have the code up there. Please just get yourself enter and just start. If you can give us some feedback, that would be lovely. Also tell us a little bit how you feel about the demo night. If it's your first time, again, the feedback is so useful to us because we are always here to improve. We're always here to do better. And of course, we want to scale and we want to have it in many places. So please do tell us your feedback. It's very, very valuable to us. And again, what would you say to someone about the demo night and why they should come to it? Again, please do say that would be wonderful. Use it going forward. And nevertheless, there's still more pizza to go. There's still more drinks to go. You have a question? Oh, it's not all. So, which has been your favorite demo today? It's Rita, Willie, Wesley. So the code is 83920853. If you go to Mentimeter, put that code, please give us some feedback, please start voting. I will give you a couple of few seconds. So yeah, the code is 83920853. So I think it seems like Rita, you have been the favorite of today. So I'll speak with round of applause for you. Give us the feedback, give us what you liked about it, give us how we can improve, and nevertheless, there's more pizza and there's more drink. Thank you so much.